Shalom Aleichem. Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure and a great honor for me to speak before you. And Daniel don't mention me, but I have to say, Daniel, thank you. Thank you very much for arranging it, for building it, for putting it together, and for schlepping me all the way from across the ocean to come and to speak before you. So, Ashrecha Daniel, Ashrecha. Okay. Today we're going to speak about Shabbat, but not the usual talk about Shabbat. Something unusual. Because Shabbat, to many people, it's what's allowed, what's not allowed. There are 39 type of jobs that we're not allowed to do on Shabbat. Okay, that's one side of Shabbat. But Shabbat, it's a lot more than what we allowed and what we are allowed. Chazal says that when Hashem wanted to give us Shabbat, He told Moshe Rabbeinu, I have a precious gift to give to my children. Go, let them know before I'm giving it to them. So we need to understand, why is Shabbat called a precious gift? What makes Shabbat so precious? We'll try to build it. There's a lot to talk about it. I don't think we can cover it in one session. But we'll try. We'll go step by step and we're going to understand deeper and deeper what is it Shabbat. We all know the song Lecha Dodi. And over there we sing every Shabbat, every Friday night. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה. What do we say? Let's go welcome Shabbat, because Shabbat is the source of beracha. It's the source of blessing. How Shabbat is the source of blessing? Let me first tell you a couple of stories that brought in the Gemara, Masechet Shabbat, Daf Kuf Yutet Amud Aleph. First story, it's about a person named Yosef, and he got a title, Yosef Mokir Shabbat. Yosef honoring Shabbat. He had a neighbor, multi-billionaire. This neighbor used to run to astrologies to know the future. One day they told him, you know, we see in the stars, all your wealth, it's going to go to your neighbor, Yosef. You're going to become a poor person, and he's going to take everything away from you. He got so scared, and he decided to sell all his assets, all his properties, and to move across the ocean. Sure enough, he sold all his real estate, his house, his land, his businesses, and he took all these billions of dollars and he bought a precious stone. One stone, that all his money was in this stone. Thank you. Thank you. He took the stone, he made a pocket in his hat. He was scared people are going to steal it from him. And he wore a tight hat on his head. He bought a ticket, went on a boat, and started his journey to move across the ocean. One day, he was on the top of the boat, looking at the ocean, looking at sunset. All of a sudden, a stormy wind blowing his hat away, and his hat falling into the ocean. He started to scream, he got hysterical, but no one could have done anything to help him. He lost his hat, but he lost his entire money in 1 second. All his money was in this stone that he bought, and now this stone with the hat fell in the ocean. what happened was a big fish swallowed the hat. And the fish swam toward Israel, where Yosef used to live. And a fisherman get this fish on Friday afternoon off the ocean and bring it to the market to sell it. Problem was, market was closed already. Everyone went home. And he got a fish, big, huge fish. No refrigerators those days. We're talking about 1,500 years ago. This fish by Sunday is gone. You need to sell it today. So he asked around, who's going to buy a fish now? They told him he had one chance. If you're going to go to Yosef, go to his house, offer him the fish. He buys everything to honor Shabbat. So he went to Yosef's house and he offered him the fish. And Yosef paid full money and got the fish for himself. Right away, he opened the stomach of the fish to prepare it for Shabbat. What does he find there? The hat. And he feels the hat is heavy. He's looking around. What's in the hat? This precious stone. But the astrologist told him came through. But Yosef, that his title was Mokir Shabbat, honoring Shabbat, became a multi-billionaire because of this mitzvah of honoring Shabbat. There's another story there in the Gemara. Once Chachamim went to Lotkia. It's a city in Syria. And they were hosted by a person, a Jewish man, and they were sitting waiting for the meal. They saw the table coming in, carried by 16 people. A table made of gold, pure gold, carried by 16 people. You know, average person can lift, let's say, 50 pounds. If two people together lifting, it's not 100 pounds. It's triple and more. 16 people carrying a table, which is 100% gold, and on top of it, diamonds and silverware, all kinds of expensive utensils. And they brought it down, and when they placed the table down, they said, La Hashem ha'aretz imlo'ah. When they took it out, they said, Ha'aretz natan livnei adam. So Chachamim asked him, tell us, what did you do that you got so much wealth? I don't think the king of Saudi Arabia has a table made of gold. No one nowadays has such a table. To be such a rich man, what did you do? What was your mitzvah? So he said as follows. He said, I used to sell meat. I had a meat shop. But in my meat shop, every day I came into the shop and I was looking for the best piece of meat that I can take for Shabbat. From Sunday, I'm looking for the best piece of meat for Shabbat, for the Hamim. And I found a good, nice piece, I put it aside. If the next day I found something better, I ate the first one and I took the new one. On Tuesday I got a better piece, I ate the second one and I kept the third one. Until by the end of the week, I had the best meat for Shabbat. So Chachamim said, honoring Shabbat so much, you deserve such wealth. And the conclusion of our sages over there in the Gemara, Ashirim shebish'ar ratzot, rich people in other countries, what's their zchut, what's their privilege to become rich? Because of honoring Shabbat. And let's take it a step further. I just want to have you work with me, and I need a volunteer that's willing to do some math calculation on a calculator. Who's volunteering to do the calculations? So come over here, come. Come over here. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to give you numbers, you're going to make the calculation. And we're going to talk about gematria a little bit. You know what gematria is, right? Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3. Okay. Now, we said that Shabbat, what is it Shabbat? Shabbat, it's Mekor HaBeracha. You know, I'm going to give you the numbers. Shabbat, it's מקור הברכה. Okay? Should I wait? ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. Good? Thank you. Wow. So the Gemara says as follows. The Gemara says, Kol המענג את השבת, נותנים לו נחלה ללא מצרים. Whoever is having good food and having good pleasure on Shabbat, is מענג את השבת, he's going to be zocher to be so rich that his wealth will be endless. נחלה ללא מצרים. As the pasuk says, ואכלתיך נחלת יעקב אביך. The Torah says about Yaakov, ופרדת ימה בקדמה צפונה ונגבה, endless, unlimited wealth. And I want to tell you how does it work. You know the word beracha. The word beracha, if we're going to make the gematria of the word beracha, beracha we have bet it's 2, resh is 200, chaf is 20, and 5 is, hey it's 5. Together it's 227, right? Okay. Now, we have it on Shabbat, 3 meals on Shabbat. Each meal is supposed to have Onik Shabbat, to have good meals, delicious food. Now, I want you to help me with the calculation. 227 is 1 beracha. If we're going to make 227 times 3, how much is that?
681.
681. Now, you know, the beracha that comes to us, it comes from Hashem's name. And Hashem's name, the first 3 otiyot of Hashem's name is Yud, Kei, Vav. Yud is 10, add 10, last 10. Hey, it's 5, add 5. And Vav, it's 6, add 6. How much is it?
702.
702. Let's take the word Shabbat. Shabbat has Shin, that's 300. Bet, it's 2. Taf, 400. How much is that? 702. If you're going to have pleasure on Shabbat, on Shabbat, what are you going to get? Triple bracha with triple otiyot of Shem Hashem. That's the source of the bracha. That's what we say. Ikat Shabbat lechu ben el echad, ki hi mekor beracha. We're going to take it a step further. The song that we sing on Shabbat, Ki esh mera Shabbat, esh mereni, beno veni. What are we saying over here? Ki esh mera Shabbat. If I will keep Shabbat, El yishmereni. Hashem will watch over me. Hashem will protect me. So let's see how does it work. We have Gemara. Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat Daf Kuf Yudchet Amud Bet. Ilu shamru Yisrael Shabbat Rishona lo shalta bahem uma velashon. If we, as Jewish nation, if we would keep the first Shabbat, was not such a thing that other nation will take over to control Jewish people. We would never go on exile. Now you know how many nations are there? 17 nations. You know that 17 nations, they have the main 2 nations that they take leadership always. It's Esav and Ishmael. Esav is in charge over 35 nations, and Ishmael is in charge over 35 nations.
So if we say that no Ummah ben Hasham will control Am Yisrael, it means Ishmael, which includes all the Arab countries, and Assad, which includes all the Western countries. Never, ever, any nation will control Am Yisrael. Now, there's something interesting about Esav and Ishmael. Chazal says that Esav is Orev, the Ishmael is Zarzir. You know what the Orev is? Raven. And Zarzir, what's a Zarzir? It's this small black bird. You see it a lot in New York. So, Zarzir and Orev, they are not kosher birds. The Torah forbids the Orev and the Zarzir, called Orev Lemino. If we're going to take the gematria of Zarzir, what is it Zarzir? We have Zayin and Resh, again Zayin, Yud and Resh. That's 424. Make the calculation now. 424, new calculation, 424. Orev, what do we have Orev? Ayin is 70, Vav is 6, Resh is 200, and Bet is 2, that's 278. So now, 278 plus 424.
702.
702. Shabbat is 702. Which means if we keep Shabbat, we are being saved from the Zarzir and from the Orev, which they are Ishmael and Esav, the heads of the two nations. We'll take it a step further. You know, the Pasuk says, Honeh Malach Hashem Saviv Li Re'av. What does it mean? Malach Hashem, the angel of Hashem, is surrounding us to protect us. If we keep Shabbat, we just saying, El Yishmereni, Hashem will protect me. How does Hashem protecting us? Every day, there is Malach Hashem that comes and watching over us, surrounding us and protecting us. So now, if we're going to take Malach Hashem, and we're going to multiply the gematria of Malach Hashem times 6 days of a week. We have Shabbat, it's the 7th day, and we have 6 days, the weekdays. Every day of the weekdays, we get Malach Hashem to protect us. So let's work it out. Malach Hashem, what's the gematria of Malach Hashem? Malach, it's 91. Mem, Lamed, Mem is 40, Lamed is 30, Aleph is 1, Chaf is 20, that's 91. Hashem, Shem Havaya Baruch Hu, Yud Kei Vav Kei, that's 26. So 91 plus 26, how much is it? 91 plus 26? 117. Every day we have Malach Hashem 117 protecting us. Now do 117 times 6. 117, that's Malach Hashem. 6 days of the week. Times 6?
702.
702. Shabbat. If we keep Shabbat, then Hashem is keeping us. And every day Hashem is sending Malach to protect us. Gemara says, in Masechet Shabbat, Daf Kuf Yudchet, Kol HaMekayem Shalosh Se'udot, if you eat 3 meals on Shabbat, Hashem will save you from 3 Pu'anuyot, 3 main disasters. חבלי משיח, דינה של גיהינום, מלחמת גוג ומגוג. Let's explain that a little bit. חבלי משיח, what is it חבלי משיח? Chazal tells us before Mashiach is going to come, it will be terrible. It's going to be so hard, it's like a woman in labor. Ask the ladies, without a epidural. Having labor without a epidural. The pain is so severe. You want to see?
No.
You good? I'm standing also.
That's okay, we said again.
All right. It's going to be such hard times before Mashiach is coming. that many of our tzaddikim said, Yeitem v'la yechileh. I don't want to be at that time when Mashiach is coming. I don't want to see what's going to happen. That's Chibnei Mashiach. But here, we have a formula to be saved from that. If we're eating 3 seudot, 3 meals on Shabbat, Hashem will save us from Chibnei Mashiach. That's number one. And then He's going to save us also from Dina Shel Gehinam. And Gehinam, I don't want to talk about it, and we don't want to talk about Gehinam now, but you might hear Gehinam. It's the worst place to be. And to be saved from Gehinam, what are we supposed to do? Eat 3 meals on Shabbat. And the third disaster is Melchemet Gog uMagog. That's going to be the last war before Mashiach is coming. So Hashem is saving us from these 3 pu'aniyot if we what? If we're eating 3 meals on Shabbat. Now let's see something very interesting about it. You know, Chazal says in the Gemara Masechet Brachot that if a person is learning Torah, is being saved from the mazikim, those bad evils that are trying to harm the person and cause damages to the person. They're called mazikim. And he's being saved from isurim, from suffering. Hashem is protecting him and watching him, so he's not going to suffer and he's not going to have any damages. Now, the name of these mazikim, they're called reshef. That's the name. Ulchu mereshef veketev miriri. Reshef is the name of the mazikim. So, Gemara says the pasuk, uvnei reshef yagbihu of. When this reshef is getting away from us, when the mazikim are staying away from us, when we have Torah, which is of hata'if ha'nechabu. Okay, I want to take it now and bring it to our calculation. Let's see, what's the gematria of Reshef? Reshef is Resh 200, Shin is 300, that's together 500, right? And Pei is 80, so that's 580. Okay, now on top of it, we're going to add 3 names of Hashem, El, Havaya, Adnut, and I'm going to explain why. You know, how do we start the Kiddush on Shabbat? How do we start Kiddush on Shabbat? Yom HaShishi Vaychulu HaShamayim. I have a question for you. These words, Yom HaShishi, where do they come from? They come from the previous parasha in the Torah. The Torah says, Vayhi Erev, Vayhi Boker, Yom HaShishi. End of parasha. And then starts a new parasha. Vaychulu HaShamayim Ve'ha'aretz. What do? We take 2 words from the end of the pasuk before, and we're connecting it to the new pasuk, and we make a kiddush. Yom HaShishi Vaychulu. That's how you're starting a sentence. You take 2 words from the previous sentence, connecting it to the next sentence, and you're building something new. Well, what are we saying? Yom HaShishi Vaychulu HaShamayim. Why are we saying it like this? Says Rabbeinu Ari, because if we're going to pay attention to the Rashi Tevot of these words, Yom HaShishi Vaychulu HaShamayim. It's Yud Kei Vav Kei. That's Shem Hashem. That's why we start in the Kiddush like this. Yom HaShishi Vaychulu HaShamayim. Now, let's pay attention to the Sofet Tevot of these 4 words. Yom has a mem in the end. Hashishi has yud in the end. Help me with the math. Mem is 40. Yud is 10. Right? Yom Hashishi. Vaychulu has an end vav. That's 6. Add 6. Hashamayim has mem in the end. That's 40. How much you got? Yeah, here's the calculator. 96 you got. 96. Okay. 96. Add to 96. Okay, what's 96 first of all? What's 96? How do we pronounce Hashem's name? We're not allowed to say Havaya, but we say Adnut, right? So what's the gematria of Adnut? Adnut at 65. Also, we call Hashem El. Ha'el Agadol, Ha'gibor, Ha'norah. Right? So 65 plus 31, how much is it? 96. Okay. So what do we got in the Kiddush? We got Yom HaShishi Vaychulu HaShamayim. The Rashi Tevot is Yud Kei Vav Kei. The Sofet Tevot is what? El Adnut, which is 96, correct? Now let's make the math together. Add to 96, 26. 122. So we have now, if we take the three names of Hashem, Havaya, El, Adnut, we got to 122. Put this on top of Reshef. Reshef, what was Reshef? 580. How much is it? 702. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, El Ishmereni. Hashem is protecting us from the Mazikim. How do they call? They called Reshef. Let's take it a step further. Zohar Kadosh says that on Shabbat, there is no dinim on Shabbat. You know, even Gehinam, the fire of Gehinam is off on Shabbat. The Torah says, Lo teva'amu esh, do not put a fire on Shabbat. Even the fire of Gehinam is off. Dinim, strict judgment, strictness, not taking place on Shabbat. Ba'aden Yoma, kol dinin ikhpiyan, v'la mit'arim be'alma. There's no din on Shabbat. Also, bedin on how to judge on Shabbat. Now, if you learned about Rosh Hashanah a little bit, what's Rosh Hashanah? A day of judgment, right? Hashem is judging the world. And we have 2 days Rosh Hashanah, right? Why do we have 2 days Rosh Hashanah? Because there are 2 kinds of judgment. One thing is called Kashya, which is Kasher, Kashya, hard, tough. And the second day is called Dina Rafia, soft judgment. Not so hard. So there is first day, tough din, second day, soft din. Now let's take the word Kashya and Rafia. Those are the 2 dinim that we have. Kashya we have Kuf, that's 100. Shin, 300. Yud, 10. Aleph, 1. What is it? 411, right? Rafia, what do we have Rafia? Resh is 200. Pei is 80, that's 280. Yud is 10, right? So that's 290. And Aleph in the end, so that's 291. Now make the calculation. 291 plus 411. 702 on Shabbat. Did you make the calculation? Did you make the calculation or you just guessed it? Yeah, so that's what it is. 411, you have your calculators. You have your, yeah? 411 plus 291, that's 702, that's Shabbat. On Shabbat, Hashem is not judging. There's no judgments on Shabbat. Not the first one, which is the tough one. Not the second one, which is the soft one. Not Kashya, not Rafia. On Shabbat, there is no judgment. It's a day of pleasure, only Shabbat. Okay. We're going to take it now a step further. Ready? Zohar HaKadosh says, if you keep Shabbat, Hashem is considering it for you as if you kept the entire Torah. 613 mitzvot, Taryag mitzvot that we have, Hashem is writing it on your account if you keep Shabbat. By the way, you know that we have 613 mitzvot, and we have in our body Ramah Evarim, 248 Evarim, V'shasa Gidim, 365 Evarim, Gidim, which is Taryag. And each mitzvah, it's compared to one Ever. So there is a mitzvah which is compared to the finger, There is a mitzvah which is compared to the heart, to the arm. There is a mitzvah which is compared to the eye, to the ear. 248 Devarim. Shabbat, it's the heart of the person. If a person is missing a mitzvah, maybe he's missing a finger, he can still be alive. But missing a heart cannot be alive. But let's see how Shabbat is like you keep the entire Torah. What's the gematria of Torah? Torah is Taf, 400. Vav is 6, 406. Resh is 200, that's 606. And Hey in the end, 5, 611. Right? That's Torah. Torah is 611. Put it down. 611. Okay. Now you know, we are right before Chag HaShavuot, right? What happened in Chag HaShavuot? Hashem gave us the Torah. How many Torah did Hashem give us? 2 Torah, right? Torah shebichtav, the written Torah. The Torah shebe'al peh, the oral Torah, which Hashem is explaining the written Torah. You know, by the way, I want to tell you a nice story. About 20 years ago, I was a rabbi in the 5 towns. And a guy walked into the synagogue and told me, Rabbi, I believe in Sefer Torah. I don't believe that you rabbis telling me that the Torah means. Are you willing to teach me just what Sefer Torah says? I said, okay, come sit down. We were in the middle of a class, he walked in the middle of the class, he interrupted the class, I welcomed him, I said, come, please, have a seat, I'm going to teach you Sefer Torah now. You know there is a Sefer called Tikkun Sofrim. You're preparing to read from Sefer Torah. On one side it comes with the nekudot, on the other side it comes with no nekudot. In Sefer Torah there is no nekudot in Sefer Torah. So I gave him the Sefer, and I said, look, you see, I opened Parashat Tazriah, Parashat Mitzorah, the half psukim over there. I covered the side with the nekudot, and I said, you want to learn Sefer Torah as is, right? Read this line. I gave him a line to read. And he started to read, and he got stuck. It's hard words. And he got complicated, and he made 7 mistakes in each word on one line. I then corrected him. I said, okay, now read it over here with the nekudot. So he's reading and laughing at himself. He's reading and laughing at himself. He realized how many mistakes he did in each word. So I told him, listen, the nekudot, it's also the oral Torah. Sefer Torah comes with no nekudot. How you going to know how to read the Torah if you don't believe the oral Torah? Let alone understanding it. The Torah says, yeah, put tefillin. What is it tefillin? וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. That's it. Nothing mentioned in the Torah. Who says it has to be square? Maybe make it round. Who says black? Maybe make it gold. Who says it has to be over here? Maybe do it over here, al yadecha, as the Karaim used to do. Or ben ainecha, on the nose. It's all oral Torah. Hashem was telling Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, this is what I mean, and I'm telling you, kshartam lo ta'alecha. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, put a mezuzah. Who says how the mezuzah looks like? Where to put it? Who says on the right side? It's all oral Torah. Okay. Oh, Hashem, he was convinced, and he did teshuvah afterwards, and he has a beautiful Jewish family now. But let's go back to our topic. Torah is 611. But we have 2 Torah, Torah shebichtav, Torah shebe'al peh. Says Zohar HaKadosh, Torah shebichtav is compared to Shem Havaya Baruch Hu. Torah shebe'al peh, the oral Torah, is compared to Shem Adnut. And the meaning to it, in Sefer Torah, Hashem's name is written, Yud Ke Vav Ke, Shem Havaya, but we're not allowed to pronounce it. How do we read it? Adnut. So that's Torah shebe'al peh already, right? So Torah shebichtav is Yud Ke Vav Ke, and Adnut is Torah shebe'al peh. Now, how much is it? Havaya. Havaya is Yud Ke Vav Ke, 26. Adnut, how much is it? 65. So 26 plus 65, how much is it? 91. And Torah, we said before, how much is Torah? 611, right? 611 plus 91.
702. One bomb.
702. That's what the Zohar says. If you keep Torah, if you keep Shabbat, you're keeping the entire Torah. Because what is it Shabbat? Gematria of Torah, in Shem Havaya Baruch Hu, in Shem Adlut Baruch Hu. So, Torah Shemichtav, Torah Shebe'al Peh, it's all folded into one word Shabbat. Do we have more time to go?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it short, 5 more minutes maybe. Zohar says as follows. Shabbat, Ihu Shema Dekucha Berichu. Shabbat, it's Hashem, it's the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Listen to that. Shabbat, it's the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shema, Ve'iu Shalim Mikol Sitroi. It's a name that is full and completed from all its sides. And of course, it's Zohar HaKadosh talks about the secrets of the Torah. He tells us that Hashem's name is Shabbat, and he tells us that this name, it's Shalem, it's completed from all sides. Let's try to understand it a little bit. You know, we have, how many otiyot we have in the alphabet? 22 otiyot, and we have 5 otiyot multiple, right? Manzepach. Mem Sofi, Nun Sofi, Chaf Sofi, good. So 27 otiyot altogether. You know, each ot from Aleph Bet has a remes for Shem Hashem. Let's give an example. Aleph, do you know how do we write Aleph in Sefer Torah? First we write a Yud, then we write a Vav, slanted a little bit, and then we write a Yud and a Vav. We're connecting it. So Yud, what is it Yud? Gematria of Yud? 10. And Vav is 6. And another Yud is 10. That's 26, right? So Aleph has Hashem's name. And so on and so on. All the otiyot of Aleph Bet has Hashem's name in the ot. So now we have, Hashem's name is 26, correct? How many otiyot we have? 27. Make the calculation. 26 times 27.
Take a wild guess. Everyone say it all at once. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Shabbat, it's Hashem's name. But not just Hashem's name. It's Hashem's name completed from all sides. 27 times Havaya. From all the otiyot of Aleph Bet. That's what Shabbat is. Now, let me give you one more thing and we're going to end with that. You know, Emet. The word Emet in the Torah, it's brought in the beginning of the Torah, Bereshit, Bara, Elokim. If you pay attention to the Sofe Otiyot, the end of the Otiyot of Bereshit, what do we have in the end? Taf, Bara, it's Aleph, Elokim, it's Mem, right? That's Emet, right? Also in the end of Maaseh Bereshit, Asher Bara, Elokim, La'asot. Bara, it's Aleph, Elokim, Mem, La'asot, Taf, Emet. That shows our Torah is Emet. But also, there's something very nice about the Gematria of Emet. There is what's called Gematria Ktana. You don't put the zeros. So Aleph, it's 1. Mem, it's 4. You don't put the 0. And Taf, which is 400, again, read just 4. So how much is it? Aleph 1, Mem 4, that's 9, right? You know what's interesting about the number 9? If you all the multiples of 9 comes in an end to number 9. What does it mean? Let's give an example. How much is 9 times 2?
18.
18. If you take the number 18 and you make plus 1 plus 8, what is it? 9. No, 1 plus 8. Yeah. 18, you take the number 18, you do 1 plus 8. 9. It's 9, right? So you go back to 9. Let's make 3 times 9, how much is it? 27. 2 plus 7? 9. 4 times 9? 36. 3 plus 6? 9. You go like this. 9 times 9? 81. 8 plus 1? 9. Okay? That's very interesting, very nice. That shows that the emet is endless. It always goes back to the same number. What's beautiful is that Shabbat in Gematria Ktana is also 9. Why? Because Shin is 3, and Bet is 2, that's 5, and Taf is 4, so that's 9. So Shabbat, it's emet, right? And the emet is endless emet. We just learned today a little bit about Shabbat. Shabbat, it's not just what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. Shabbat, it's a precious gift that Hashem gave to Am Yisrael. Yeratzon should be zochim, all of us, as what Chazal says, that Israel nigalim b'zchut HaShabbat. Hashem Yitbarach is redeeming us and bringing us, taking us out of exile, saving us in the merit of Shabbat. Hashem will give all of you wealth, endless beracha, because of Shabbat. בזכות השבת נזכה כולנו לגאולה השלמה במהרה בימינו. אמן ואמן. Thank you very much. רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך דבר להם תורה ומצוות, שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבם ועלמא דיברה כרודה וימליך מלכותה ויצמח פורקניה ויקרב ושלחה. וחי יכול ונכון ונכון את ישראל בעגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יש שמי רבם בברך לעלם מול עמי עמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתחומם ויתנשא יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמך לקודשה בריחו. ואלה מקל בחטא שרתה תפתחתה ולחמתה דמרן בעמה ואמרו אמן. על ישראל בעם ובנה מרתי מדיום הכל תמיד ומינות דס ודורת הקדשתה לי באתר עדי ודי לכל אתר ואתר תהילה נרחוב ומרח חינם וחסדה ורחמים מקודם הרשמה והרעה ואמרו אמן. יש אל אמר רבם לשמיה חיים וסברה משעה ונחמה ושזבה ופואה ובילה ושמחה וכברה ישראל ואמרו אמן. ששלום במרומה וברחמה וששלום עליהם וכל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. Thank you very much everyone. Thank you.